Hi everybody! So this is going to be my line art tutorial, and it's not going to be sort of a step-by-step tutorial as it is going to be me showing you how I sort of plan out my line weight and my line art. So as you can see, there's a twisty tree in both of these things, in both of these drawings, and they look a little different. So this one has just a bunch of lines. It doesn't have sort of the characteristics that this one does. So with this one, you can see that it has sort of a darker edge on this side compared to this side. And that's because even though this is going to be technically inside a honeycomb, my light source is still going to be coming from, the little hole that's in the little, beehive thing. It's going to be coming from this way. So I decided where my light source was, and then I'm putting more weight to my line art based on that. So because light's coming from this way, I usually try to put a little sun. Just to help me out a little bit, I usually put a little sun symbol somewhere so I know about where my sunlight or light source is coming from. So since this is coming from this way, this part of the line art is going to be thinner or lighter than the other side because it's going to be in shadow. So putting the darker line art on one side of an object compared to the other side of it, it's going to help enhance that shadow, and it's also going to make your line weight more interesting, because if you just have this, it doesn't look as inviting or pleasant to look at as this one does. So I guess now I'll just show you how I do my line art, because everyone does it differently. This is just how I learned how to do it. I was kind of self-taught, sort of, with line art anyway, and then as I went to school I learned that line weight is important in a piece because it makes it more interesting and it makes it more fun to look at. Because if you look at these two side by side, which one would you rather look at? You'd rather look at this one because it looks more finished and it looks a lot nicer than just the straight just thin line that I use to start out my line art. I usually put this on my light table and trace the sketch, which I do not have on me, unfortunately. But I pretty much just trace the sketch with my 0.1 Copic multiliner, and I just do one quick line over all the lines just so I know where everything's at. And then I finalize it from there, which is where the line weight comes in. So let's get started. There you go, guys. That was sort of my line art process. It's not really rocket science, and later on I will do the border around the edges. And I think in the coloring segment, I might slow that down just so you guys can see how I do it better, because it sort of goes pretty fast in the coloring portion, but you will see this piece colored, and you have seen the sketch. So I'll put the sketching and the coloring links down below. If the coloring link isn't there yet, it's because I haven't uploaded it yet, and it might be there in a few weeks. So go ahead and watch the sketching process, my line art process, and then the coloring process will come a little later. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.